calculus 2, and then also things like linear algebra and stuff, but I don't know if that's enough proof for the university.
Why did this just turn into a musical?
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Refresh Step, where you recover yourself for the main step. I'm your host for today, tomorrow, and the foreseeable future, Theodore Lu. And we taught us battler in the UK and at Marvel Spurs English Wiki, Ayumu Seiki.
Okay, that was weird. I didn't expect it to be like that. I think I was singing too much today.
I guess so. Your mouse speaks so hard that Discord even refused to send that sound data to me. That's cinema. That's absolute cinema.
I sang for like 3 hours today, so
Oh, nice. I was in
just ending.
I was in commute for 3 hours today, and I just kidding.
Oop.
Yeah, I was like.
I mean,
mm-mm.
I had like 6 hours of tutoring yesterday, and thank God it kind of paid off.
Yeah.
Like because like obviously my students' exam is today. Was today, and then so like last night after we were done, and then he was like, okay, when I'm done, I'll message you. Either I'm cooked or I'm not.
Okay.
And then I told him, bro, like I'm probably gonna wake up after you finish your exam, so you better not send me I'm cooked or you're gonna give me a heart attack. Fortunately, he did not. He instead said, "I'm not cooked" in all capitals.
Nice.
The only time when he actually used capitalization, we've been telling him for like the past half a year to do that in his essays.
Congratulations on your British student finally being able to use English.
He's not even British, he's Chinese.
Okay, that's fine.
He's a Chinese with really good conversational English, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, that's
because I think he was also studying in international schools before coming to England. So
so basically me, aside from the fact that my English is shit because I learned from too many places, and then now my English is just all over the place. Kind of, maybe, I don't know.
Okay. So thank God for that. Oh God, I think he still got like 3 more English papers to go.
Oh my God.
It's fucking crazy, man. There was this one time he asked me if I could like study history with him as well, and then I look at his syllabus, and I was like, he had 3 history textbooks. Each one was almost 200 pages.
Even hearing it already caused me like pain.
I was like, Jesus Christ, how are you managing that? Like, even I didn't get that much. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh God. Like his English exams got like a lot like more precise and like arguably worse as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like because like there's always gonna be this one part with like creative writing. And then back then, like we could literally write anything. It's like the topic's gonna be like talk about your day at school, something like that. And I could like easily write that, and it's like it's really fun to do that as well, because like you basically just like pour in everything that you can think of. And then I saw his papers, and then like now like that creative writing question changed to one of the following specifically: a speech, a debate, a newspaper article, like etc. So like it's all non-fiction.
Okay.
And then like it has to be it's all about like some kind of like persuasion text. Like he could be asking you to like write an advertisement or something like that. I think that was also one of them. I can't remember exactly. But like it's like, bro, where is the joy of this? I understand, why they want the students to do that, but like at the same time, it's like, bro, like give them a break, man. Like not everyone is going to debate. Like you don't have to do that now.
Oh yeah, that's exactly it. yeah, debate is indeed a very hard topic. Like, do you really need, like, when I was younger, I was also like, do you even really need this? Why is it like even a skill? And then now I was like, oh fuck. Yeah, sometimes it's just said that sometimes what makes right is just who shots louder, right? So it's like,
yeah, I tell you, man, it's crazy.
I know, right? I feel like it's also like, but it's also like how is it in my German lessons? Was like we basically start the lesson like because I'm at B2 level, right? So I was expected to be able to kind of like manage to make my own sentences despite of like the grammatical mistakes. But like at least I should be able to convey what I wanted to, like more kind of like some topics that are more specific to my experiences in German. And then we'll probably start in like something that is a little bit more lighthearted. Like, okay, so the topic today is about traveling. So like how would it will start in like how would like what would you suggest like for like a German person to see in your country? And then 15-minute passes, like everybody like told their version of like, okay, so I will suggest them to go this, and then okay, and then just to put it into extremes. So this is just an example, so I don't really remember what we talked about, but like, okay, so how does your country handle racism? My teacher did not ask that, but like that's the level of escalation of like the topic that we are talking about. So it's like, okay, so what will you suggest to a tourist? And then like, where is like not safe for tourists to go, for example, or like how will like the tourists act like when they see like a German person? Like, okay,
oh my God, this is comedy.
Okay, it's like, oh, this is like, why are we suddenly like talking about our geopolitical situation? And it's even like sometimes my teacher even like took a jab because like, okay, so some of my classmates are from like this region, and then like this region in Germany is like known for the people being a little bit and like
rough.
So rough, and then like she just outright like asked to like, haha, so how was it like actually like in your country? Like is it like that? And then like they were like, oh yeah, I guess like people from this area is a little bit more like that. And then like, oh, okay, so we are now just exposing racism to our own country. I like that. That's literally our pastimes in Asia. Yep, exactly. That's the cinema. Granted, not all of my classmates are from Asia, of course, but but yeah, that was the level of escalation that we had in plus. But speaking of escalation, like yesterday was Mother's Day, right? So like the Saturday was like, relatively speaking, very quiet for a Saturday night. So I suspect that it was mostly because people were like holding off like going to restaurants for the Mother's Day. Like on Mother's Day, I was supposed to serve like this special drink for like the mothers during the day, but like I think like and then I was asked to do some extra shifts because suddenly like the reservation just spiked. So okay, so fine, I don't have anything to do and I want money, so let's do this. Oh my God. It was the wrongest choice of this. Like I was knackered by the end of it. That's like the number of the tables itself is not super brutal, but we always have like so basically there's like 3 or 4 waves of customers, and they basically never stops. Like usually even on the busiest of Saturdays, like it is very busy, but it usually just like 1 to 2 waves, right? At like from like 6 p.m. to like 8-9 p.m. So like it's 3 hours of like very intense work, and then like you're done for the day. And even if the afternoon is a little bit busy, so like let's say like 13 to 15 is a little bit busy, like 15 to 17 usually like there's at most like 2 to 3 tables. Like okay, I can manage. I can take a little bit of a breather. So like I can compose myself. I can prepare myself for like the night shift, right? So I came at 1 p.m. I served the customers, and then like at 2:30 p.m. Okay, they started 1 to 2 tables started to leave, and then 3 p.m. 3 tables come, and then okay 4:30 p.m. some of the most of like the customers who came early already left, and then like the customer from the second wave already one of or two already left, and then another 3 party came on, and then like every single wave. So like there's like I think like there's 5 to 6 waves, and it's basically very relentless. Like we finally got a breather, so I finally got to like I was able to like guilt free like took a break at like basically after the government government maximum work time before you need to take a break, which is 6 hours. So during those 6 hours, I was like, like the number of customers is just not decreasing. It's like we are basically at like 70% capacity, and I basically have to do that while training like the new guys. So I have to do I have to do like basically 100% work for like 6 hours straight, and yeah, after that we still have to clean. We have a lot to clean up. Oh yeah, we still do that, and then I finally was able to go home, and I can't even be bothered to go home on bus, just because like okay, so because if I go home by bus, I have to go by bus to the main station, and then trains, and then bus again. So like that day, I just can't be bothered, so I just took Uber. Okay. And then
you earned your money, and then you took Uber.
Exactly. I got my money. I got an extra money, and then I burned everything on Uber because I'm lazy like that. So I'm basically just doing charity work yesterday. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was a really good workout, I guess.
Workout, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess because of that, today when I woke up, I was like like last night I was still like kind of gung ho, like yeah, I will wake up and I will edit my video and everything, but like I woke up and like I can't be bothered, but I was like I need to somehow force myself to wake up, because like I know like at this how to say, like in this condition, I'll probably just lay in bed until like 4 or 5 p.m. So I feel like I need to force myself to kind of like just go out and do something. It's probably, at least I'll still be moving my body, so it will probably still be more productive, quote unquote, than just like laying in bed for like 4 hours and let my muscles die.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, so I went to Düsseldorf to my favorite ramen restaurant, and I got reminded that I am an Indonesian. I was born and raised in the island of Java, so we don't eat pork as much as like any other part of like any other part of, I don't know. I mean like I feel like my Chinese friends from like other islands, like they eat more pork, I guess.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Cause yeah, I guess like I mean also because like in other islands, like the Chinese population in Indonesia were kind of like standard, and like they basically like clustered themselves into like a village or something. So like it kind of made more sense for them to kind of like sell pork there, and then like some of the regions, they eat more pork in general. So like yeah, then they just have more access to pork. But we don't we don't have that much access to pork, so we don't eat as much pork. Although to be fair, in return we do get to eat lots of lamb and beef as well.
Lamb is good.
Yeah, lamb and beef are good. But like one of my favorite restaurant food is actually like a Chinese restaurant that is like that I've been in Indonesia, in Surabaya for a really long time. It's called the 369. So it's the one of the only like the only Chinese then that my mom was able to like kind of somewhat properly like say, which is San Liu Chu, right?
What?
San Liu Chu.
San
Liu Chu.
San Liu Jiu. What
So it's 369.
Oh, San Liu Jiu.
Yeah, San
Okay.
Liu. Yeah. San Liu Chu. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, Chu is
God,
the
I was
three.
like, I was like, what?
Yeah. So their main how to say like specialty menu is called the Shanghai soup, which is basically pork, like a chicken bone broth soup. Really fucking nice. I mean, like, of course, like as I get older, I do get more appreciation towards it because, like, when I was younger, it does taste like okay. So this is just like hot water that is a salty hot water that is kind of good, and my mom has been like ordering this like forever. So I felt like it's more of an acquired taste, but like as I get older, it's like oh my god, this just hits the spot, and like. Because it's basically like a chicken bone broth, right? So it's kind of rich, and I kind of learned to kind of like dilute it with because like they do offer like a set with noodles, but like the noodle is kind of there just to dilute the richness of the soup, really.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like then there's that one chapter, and then the second chapter is basically ramen, right? Like ramen, kind of. For the longest time, what I thought was Japanese food is of course not Japanese food because we do have this brand of Japanese restaurant which is like kind of like Chinese American food. That kind of like there's this genre of food that is basically just Japanese Indonesian food that was popularized by this chain restaurant called Hoka Hoka Bento.
Okay.
Yeah, so they do have like lots of fried foods which is really nice. Like, even though they're not Japanese, they are fucking nice. They're egg rolls, man. And then, I don't know why, like, the only thing that is, like, the closest thing that is, like, I wouldn't say authentic, but, like, something that you eat in Japan, which is the ebi fry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what they do to that shrimp, but it's fucking nice. Like, you eat it, and then there's, like, the first, like, you bite it, and then there's the crunch, and then, like, it's really soft, and then, like, oh my god. And their thousand they have like it's like a mayo. It's 1,000 islands. It's ketchup and mayo, but I don't know what they do to that. But like the ratio is just perfect. You can't really find that ratio like outside of Hokkaido Bento. But like
making me hungry. I haven't had dinner yet.
Yeah, but like so like that's basically like the frame of reference of like the Japanese food that I know, right? So like when like someone said, okay, this is ramen, I tried it and like, okay, so this is just an inferior soup noodle. Because like, I'm in Indonesia, that we don't really do soup noodles. So my reference for soup noodle is mostly the soup instant ramen, right? And I kind of like just, because of that, I kind of like whenever we do noodles, when they give you like soup, like I think like for the bakmi, which is something that we took from from China, which is basically it's basically just dry noodle.
Mm-hmm.
And they usually give you like a soup to kind of I think like to sip in between, right? So kind of like if your mouth got too dry, then you kind of like drink the soup, or like if the noodle got a little bit too cold, then you dip it into it to kind of like warm it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like at first I didn't know about that, and I just poured like this whole bowl into the noodle, and I was like, oh, what is this bland stuff? It's like
Goddamn Theo.
Yeah, I know, right? Because like the seasoning is like all in the noodles, right? So like you are supposed to just eat the noodle, and then like the of course they season the soup as well, but like the soup is of course not as heavily seasoned as the noodle. So when you add more water to it, everything just got watered down. Like yeah. And then I grew up, and then I realized that, and okay, so now I just eat the noodle, and then I just drink the soup in the end.
Yeah.
I grew up, yeah. But yeah, and then I went to Japan, and then I ate my first ramen in Japan, and I was like, oh yeah, this is the stuff. Oh no, actually, is that? And then I think like after that, of course, like more of like the Japanese chains kind of started to like open in Indonesia, like especially Ippudo. Yes, Ippudo is probably Ippudo is probably like the best chain in Indonesia. But like for some reason, I don't know if it's like the effect of the environment. It's probably is. But like I first ate Ippudo in Grand Indonesia. Like it's a mall that's like in the fancy part of Jakarta. It's as its name suggests, it's a grand in. It's a really grand as its name suggests. So like you go there and then like everything is extra bougie. Like you will see like brands. Yeah, you will see like brands that you wouldn't see like in normal malls because there's like the malls for like the expatriates. Like the white people. No, just kidding. But basically, like it was like South Jakarta is like where most of like the international companies are based in, right? So like lots of people who comes from like other countries, if they work in Indonesia, they will probably be in South Jakarta. That's why there's lots of international schools, and then there's the meme of like the South Jakartan language, which is just Indonesian, but like it's just like an attempt of people who can speak can pronounce Indonesian well, but they don't speak Indonesian, so they fill them with lots of like English words and like American accents. So like, so like why are you like they just found, and then like to people who are like so used to like their own accent, it feels like sacrilegious, right? It's like it's like a halfway language that is like, that's like when we fill our sentences with like English words, we do it in like Indonesian accent, right? So like, it feels like this, like these people who like speaks in like two accents in one sentence does feel a little bit alien. That's why it became kind of a meme. But yeah, in Grand Indonesia, I tried my first Ippudo, and it was a pretty much life-changing experience. But it was, but again, like at that time, if a normal lunch in Indonesia would cost you like 25,000. One bowl of Ippudo costs you like 80,000, so it's like 3 times the normal meal. Like that's not something I would describe to be like a normal expense. And then like, and then I live in near in an apartment near a mall, and then like it becomes kind of like my normal, quote unquote. It's more like, okay, so if I eat outside, I'll probably spend that much. So I'll mostly just go to the supermarket, buy like 2 packs of salad, a chicken schnitzel, and then like go home and then like eat those two like while looking at some food YouTube or something to make me feel better about myself. Yeah. So and then so like Ippudo open up in that mall as well, and that mall by all means is still kind of like a mid-range mall. It's way fancier than most Jakartan mall because like just like in the US, like lots of because malls are so popular with the people, like lots of people just, okay, so I have money, I will make a mall. And we have like lots of mall that is like when you go inside, it's like, oh, are you sure this is a mall? Because this looks a little bit too. I mean, like I think like last week I do share like that story about the mall where my friend like opened his shop kind of for free, right? Yeah. So it was that kind of mall is actually not that much of a rarity. Like for every one like a proper mall in Jakarta, you have like 5 others that are like on that level. So like it's dying and then like it's barely maintained. So it's like, yeah, I guess like if you are with a friend, it will be pretty much safe. And sometimes because the rent is so cheap, like you can find like some specialty stores that otherwise wouldn't have survived at like the rent of like a normal mall. But like, yeah, but at what cost? Because like in that mall, there's like a pretty fancy looking Chinese restaurant that is in mid-range price as well, and it's quite good. But like when you are inside that restaurant and you don't look at the outside, it feels normal. But like when you look outside, it's like, oh, this the disparity between this one single stand and then like the rest of the mall. It was eerie in its own right. So it's like, oh, what is this? I am like, because like all the other shutters are closed. It's like, huh. Am I in the right place? Is this supposed to be like reserved for like the Jakartan triads or something?
Right.
Yeah, where was I? But yeah, anyway, the Ippudo near my place is, yeah, I mean like it's good, but it's not life changing good. Maybe also because I thought that there's so much ramen restaurant, like proper ramen restaurant, like opening all around Jakarta. So maybe I ate more ramen in the process. So kind of like, yeah, this is now like just like last Tuesday. But yeah, anyway, like among those, like, because like I mostly like ate tonkotsu. So I kind of like program in my brain that, okay, so my favorite ramen will be like the tonkotsu. Also like, because tonkotsu like looks really distinct from like like most Chinese soup noodles, right? So like I can convince myself that, yeah, I'm eating something that is like not something that I can get like normally. So because like with the lighter broth noodles, it's like the lighter broth ramen, it feels like, I look at this and I'm like, I can't really convince myself that this is not just instant. But yeah, anyway, the ramen restaurant that I really like, they started in Dusseldorf, kind of like setting themselves apart because they, like, all other ramen restaurant in Dusseldorf are like basically like they sell tonkotsu.
Mm-hmm.
And this one specializes in tori paitan, which is the chicken broth. And I was like, And then I tried it, and then it was pretty nice. But then what made me frequent that restaurant is when they opened their second branch, which is in like the side streets. So like it's way quieter. So I haven't tried everything in Dusseldorf because there's this one this one ramen restaurant that is like they do the ramen restaurant in Dusseldorf basically. Like it's the ramen restaurant. It's the one that we tried in Den Haag, Takumi.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but like the thing with the ramen restaurant in general, I think like because in Japan you are so used to kind of like opening branches like really near to the main store, they kind of have to kind of like make something unique in each store, so that, okay, so like it is like in a way kind of a way to extend, like add more tables to the main restaurant, but in also a way they don't want it to be like a direct competitor to their own main restaurant. They always do like some sort of like specialty menu. So like for this restaurant, the main restaurant specializes in tori paitan, and then the second restaurant they made it more into kind of like a restaurant and bar concept. So like they have like more variety of food. They focus on like making their seating a little bit wider, apart from each other, and then like lots of drinks. So yeah, and then so at first I really like it because it's just vibe, and then like also because it's in the side street, so like it's not like the main street of like the Japan town of Dusseldorf is like really, it's every single restaurant you go there, it's going to be crowded because like it's where people will go for tourism. Like if you're not from the area, you'll probably not go like the side streets anyway. Because in the main street there's enough to look around anyway. So it's always way quieter. So that's mainly the reason why I like it. Like you can basically like get like the same quality as the main street, but like you don't have the lines and everything.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So like, and at first they have like seafood and everything, so even better. So like you have sashimi,
Nice.
yeah, and everything. But of course, like eventually they have to restructure their menu. They remove the seafood, which is sad.
Yeah.
But they do add like more. They do still have like lots of variety. Like they have tonkotsu, they have like the tori paitan, of course, and so on and so on. And I think like, at some point they focus on tonkotsu. But like And I haven't been there again in a while because not only I don't know, maybe it's just part of like growing older, right? Because like when I first partly growing older and partly because I feel like I explored Westbrook a little bit more and I feel like I don't feel like as much of the need to go to Dusseldorf just to hang out. Because like previously I haven't like acclimated myself to Westbrook too much. So like I feel like whenever I wanted to go out, I look for something more familiar, which is to Dusseldorf, which there's like the biggest Asian population. So like lots of stores that are like familiar to like surf stuff that are like familiar to me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but like now that I've lived in Duisburg for a long time, I started to go like around a little bit more. I feel like okay, so now it's not just like about like compensating of like what Germany doesn't have in general, but like more into like okay, so this is my current lifestyle now, and then now I know like the most basic tertiary needs that I have. For like example, like Chinese food, I know like the Chinese food that is like good enough in Duisburg. If I wanted to just look at random garbage, I know where like if we have a DK Maxx, and then like if I wanted to go to a cafe, like I have like my favorite cafe, and then if I just wanted to walk around, I know like the limit on. I now know like kind of like where I can get around, and then pretty much if I had enough at that time, I know like the area where I can easily like access the station afterwards. And yeah, basically now I don't feel as much need to go to Düsseldorf anymore. So like and also like if I go to the main station, it took like 15 minutes, right? And then to go to Düsseldorf from there, it's kind of like another 15 minutes plus like maybe 5 minutes of waiting the train. It's like back then I feel like also like I went out a little bit more now, so it feels like I just don't want to, especially because I'm working in another city, right? So like, yep, I have enough of commuting. I don't want to I don't hate the trains that much, but I don't want to be inside that for too long, especially during summer where all people wants to go out, and then like going to Düsseldorf is fucking chore. Because like now like I guess like even earlier I took the subway and then I was like, this is like 90% full. It's like, hey, wait, maybe not 90%. This is like 70% full. It's like, like usually it's like 20% full. So like this is like 4 times the capacity. Like I barely found a seat, and thankfully I did because I need to go like all the way to Düsseldorf. So like God forbid I stood for the whole 40 minutes of that ordeal. So I was able to find a seat and I played Connected Batters trying to continue the story, and then I found out that while they have fixed the bug for you the player, they didn't fix the bug for the NPC for some reason. Like I was playing against the girl who uses Velma, and then the Velma doesn't increase counter when she attacks. So I was like,
oh god.
I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, like it doesn't change anything because like the algorithm is kind of shit anyway. So like this doesn't change a thing, but like this just feels sad. And also I have a god hand. I have a god curve in that game. So like, yep, nothing happening is going to change the outcome. Like, even if the AI is like 20%, like 400% smarter than that, I will still have won that game. So like, yeah, this doesn't change anything, but this is just that. And another setting is because one of the players uses shark, and like one of the first boxes basically when they advented something on top of shark, like the like that specific effect that reduces the number of cards you discarded with the Azure effect, that doesn't work. So regardless, they will just draw 2, discard 2.
Bro.
Like I saw that and I was like, oh, I mean this goes to my advantage, and I feel like I'm facing sharks, so like them not having like one more cards in their hand barely does anything to them because like they just have to draw like the Kunik Shark and I'll beat that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just that. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, and then like I ordered the Tori Python, and then now they also shrunk the lunch menu. By the way, they used to have like this chashu mayo don. So basically you can have the chashu mayo don as a side dish for your ramen.
Okay.
But now they don't have them, so I just had the karage, which is also nice, by the way. And and then I thought like, okay, so Tori Python is just tonkotsu but with chicken bones. But like when I drank that soup, man, brings back memories of like that Shanghai soup from Surabaya. It's like, oh my goodness, this feels like home. This hits the spot. And yeah,
Nice.
The chicken topping that they give us basically like the most unappetizing part of like the meal, but like it's only the looks. It's when I bite into it, it's like, oh my goodness, it's not the juiciest thing, but like it's really flavorful. Feels like it's kind of reminiscent of like the Chinese salted boiled chicken, which doesn't sound good, but like when I ate it, it's like, oh my god, this is fucking good.
I don't think I actually had that before because I see it as a disgrace.
Yeah. I only had it once, and the name is in Hokkien, I think. It's Bae Cham Ke. So I'm not sure. I'm not even sure like which part of China it came from, but I had it once and I've been obsessed since. And I think I successfully made it once, and I was not able to make it again like ever after that. Although the method is like really simple. It's just like if you don't have the material, like the starting point is kind of expensive because you need like a high quality sesame oil.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I think it's really simple. You just really need to have like a chicken breast, preferably with bones, so that it has more, so that it can get more flavor. You boil it in like salt water for like a specific amount of time so that it will still be juicy by the end of it. And then right after you take it out, you cool it down by like dipping it in like a bowl of sesame oil.
Okay.
Yep. And it's fucking good. It's probably the best boiled chicken breast that I had. And I guess like the one that I had in that restaurant is it's part of like a noodle dish. So probably the noodle is also seasoned with the water from that they use to boil the chicken in.
Mm-hmm.
That is also like kind of like chicken flavored. But yeah, it's always like sometimes with like the Chinese restaurant abroad, it's always like those restaurant that doesn't like they name their restaurant like with the randomest names on earth is the one that is good. Because like I think like that's the anomaly, right? Like if you see like a Japanese restaurant, like you can kind of tell like whether they are good or not based on how they name the restaurant, right? Like even if it's like a Chinese,
actually, kind of, yeah.
It's like if you can read, like even if the name is in Japanese, if you can pronounce it, it's probably not going to be good. Like restaurant wasabi in kanji, but like they wrote wasabi on like with alphabets, right? Like oh, it's probably
they think they're being so creative, huh?
Exactly. But like even like Chinese restaurant, like if the name is like I don't know, like President's Noodles, it's probably going to be fucking good. I don't know why.
President Noodles. Oh my god, I can actually imagine.
Yeah, you know why you can imagine that? Because that's pretty much literally it's pretty much literally the name of the restaurant where I ate that boiled salted chicken.
Oh, right. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's not exactly the name. I think like it's Ibu President or something, but probably it's going to close down by now. It's not a that mall, but like it's in the 3rd floor. So like the only other things that is like interesting in that area is like the cinema. And I think like the it is like 1 floor below the cinema. So it is the awkward part of the mall because like you don't get traffic from like people entering the mall. You don't get traffic from people like going to the cinema. Like, it's probably going to be a little bit awkward, but like hopefully they survive so I can try them again and confirm whether it's just the exhaustion of the tournament, because like I went to that mall and I ate at that restaurant because I was recording for like a Vanguard tournament. So at that one I was too old, so I can't be bothered that year to kind of like no. It's not because I was too old. It's one start of the P series, so I was like kind of like transitioning into Battle Spirits at that time already. So I was like, I don't have like a deck that I am comfortable enough to use at that time. I was like, fuck it, I will still come there. I will still record the final, but because that's my main goal, to come there, I don't force myself to kind of like just wake up early and like line up for the tournament and everything. And in the end, I still got track because like I knew the distributor, right? So they needed like people to fill in like the admin challenge, which is where you basically like play the stuff for promos and stuff. And
right, okay.
Yeah, because I was doing nothing at that time. They just dragged me into the stand and they're like, "Yep, can you play with this, guys?" Okay, fine. My deck is like not a proper deck. It's just a starter deck and some stuff. So I was like, can I even? Okay, I think I won like at least half. So I think like I won 7 out of 11. So not that bad.
It's Vanguard. You just need luck.
No, it's skill. It's I was a national championship of Vanguard, mind you. So
irrelevant.
Yeah. Nah. It's definitely relevant to this topic. But yeah. Anyway, after that, my friend, I was finished. Regardless, I still have to stay there for like 8 hours or so until like the tournament final starts, and the final thankfully ends this time not too late. I think like we ended at like 7 or 8. Vanguard tournaments are like the timeline is like very brutal because like you do like 7 rounds of Swiss, and then the top cut. Like in one day, you start at 10 and you will probably end at like at least 9 p.m.
Yeah, because they have different formats as well. That's the problem.
Oh no! It's just for one format.
I mean they still have no, but like that's what I mean. Because like the other days they have to do it for the other format. So they have to squeeze everything in for one day.
Oh yeah, I got what you mean now. But yeah. So yeah, like ending at 8 p.m. I think at that time. So like. That's a miracle. So we can still eat something because like the mall usually closes at 9. Like so 8 p.m. that means the stores are not in their last order yet. So like you can still go somewhere and eat. And like for some reason my friend like found this restaurant and like he just said like, yeah, this restaurant sounds promising, and then like and I saw that it's like, oh okay, so this is a banh mi restaurant. This is like all like the fancy Chinese noodle that is going to cost like 3 times like the normal street food noodles. But like usually they are also 3 times as good. So I was like, okay, so fine. It's a quote unquote holiday, right? It's tournament day. Tournament day spending does not count as like normal spending. So like let's lose a little bit. I mean, like I literally bought a Minerva deck for a tournament. So like I guess it's just different. But yeah. Anyway, we had a really good time. So thank you, President Noodles.
Nice.
Yeah, got a pretty nice noodle as well in Essen that I would need to bring you to.
Okay.
Yeah. When you come over, and also like
when I come over.
Yeah, and also like speaking of like the Chinese restaurant, like the funny names. Like now, unironically, my favorite all-you-can-eat Chinese hotpot in And in Germany, because I haven't went to Chinese hotpot outside of North Rhine-Westphalia, so I can't really compare. But like, so I will say in Germany for now, it's called the China Bros.
The what?
The China Bros.
China Bros. Wow.
I was like, I thought when my friend first like, and I didn't even. It's not even my friend. I look at Google and I saw like the name China Bros. This smells like a restaurant that was built by some Middle Eastern entrepreneur that is like trying to capitalize on like the East Asian craze that Germany kind of has for in the past or something. But like, I was like, oh, there's no way this is going to be. Oh my god, it is. I like it as a restaurant. Like the hotpot itself, it's kind of like it's a little bit weak, but I guess also maybe I kind of got used to like the other restaurant that basically they just salted their broth. So this one, the broth is not salted. So like the spicy broth is not salted. So like the spicy broth is a little bit just spicy. And yeah.
Did you like? I think you might have gone for the paralyzing spicy one.
Yeah,
that might be one.
The numbing spicy.
Yeah, cause those ones aren't salted. Yeah.
So they're actually more authentic.
No, it's more like usually they won't have flavor anyway, because it's gonna stun your tongue.
I see.
So it's not like you're gonna feel anything either way.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But the restaurant kind of won in the as an all-you-can restaurant. So like you have lots of options. You have they have like a really big ice cream freezer as well. So you have like
of course you gotta have one of those. Yeah,
I know, right? You can choose one out of like 15 flavors or some shit, and you are free.
15 flavors.
Yeah,
really?
Exactly.
Wow.
I know, right? It's basically it's an ice cream shop on its own.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see.
But yeah, also like all the other restaurants, like the all-you-can-eat hotpot in my area, usually they are on order basis. And then this one you can just take everything, so you don't need to wait. You can just take whatever you want, and then
even the meat.
Yeah,
even the meat. What?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah,
because so they're gonna go bad if you just put it out like that.
Oh yeah, they put it in the freezer. Okay, so you just take it from the freezer.
Honestly, it's still kind of weird, but sure.
Yeah, I don't know. My boss really hated that place because she lives in the area and she tried it once and she thinks they are like really low quality, but we are there for the quantity, alright. Like you don't go to all you can eat like expecting quality. Like if you expect
quality, you're wrong.
Do you? But yeah, I don't know.
That's where you're wrong.
Is it?
In hot pot, it's always about quality.
I see. That's why you go to the a la carte place, right? I don't know. But yeah. I was like, to me, like all you can eat is all about like kind of just I don't know how much I can eat today, so I will just eat until I can't eat anymore kind of deal. And it's also kind of like a sport. Kind of like just try to compare with my past self. Like, okay, so I can't eat this much last time, I will eat more this time. It's an unhealthy sport, but it's my sport. It's my competition against myself. I want to be better than my past self kind of thing. But yeah.
You literally could have used that motivation for something else and you choose anything hot pot. Okay then.
Exactly. But yeah. Also the price already includes drinks as well. So that's one more weight off your shoulders so you have more space for a hot pot.
How much was it anyway?
$30.
Expected.
Yeah. Also, like the other ones are like 20. Like the one where I took you last time, I think. Mm-hmm. But I took Amamiya for sure. I forgot whether I took you there. But now it's like 26. And also, I think they were acquired by a Turkish company. So it's one thing that they made it halal, which I don't mind because I came from like a country with mostly Muslim population, so like eating halal food is something normal to me. They took out the beef stripe, so like the cow stomach lining.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that
the
one.
beef stripe.
Oh,
Yeah,
they took it out.
They took it out. So I was like, oh
Bro.
no, bro, no. And I'm probably it's just because it's expensive. I don't know. Because like they does have that in like Turkish
man.
restaurant as well.
You're in Europe. Like if it's not steak, it's going to be dirt cheap. Cause like European doesn't cook those parts.
Probably.
They don't like those parts. So it should be dirt cheap. Like that's like the main reason why like Chinese restaurants can actually earn, because like they would just buy these really cheap parts and then like make some actually good food out of it.
Yeah, probably they want to make it a little bit more open to like the normal German people, and have took out like the more exotic parts. But I was like, I don't know. It's
Man, I still can't believe people think that's exotic. Oh god.
I know, right?
I still, oh my god, I remember this video that I saw on Twitter about like this guy trying to like make like the cow's stomach, and then like you literally got people on Twitter that go, what is this? Only Africans is this. It's like, what the fuck,
What
man?
the fuck?
Yeah.
As if that is bad. As if that's a bad thing. Like one of the most known like American food, which is the fried chicken, like the Kentucky style fried chicken, is actually like it started in Africa, right? Like, how is food only eaten in Africa a bad thing? What the fuck?
I mean, come on, man. They don't even know that English came from England. Do you expect them to know that?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that's kind of on me. No, I know. Okay. That's kind of on me. I'm sorry about that.
It's just like really funny to see like all these tweets all the time. It's like I was like, you guys are missing out stuff, man. If this is how you face life, good luck with that.
I know, right? And like I do have to agree that in Indonesia we kind of didn't really clean that thing, so it can be a little bit of a hard sell to like new people. Like like the fun thing is like the first time I saw like the tribe like being actually like clean and like it's like the base color is white, right? Like when it's just white and then like anything like the color of so when you put like the white, like the clean white ones into like the soup with like the herb, like the spices and stuff, like it took the color of the spice, right? And I was like, what is this appetizing looking green thing inside my green soup? This because I was so used to looking at like the black stuff, right? Like the one that they didn't properly clean. So I was like, when I first saw like my mom made it with like the clean one, and then like I see that, oh, this is like beautifully green chewy stuff. What is this? Oh, is that something that I really like, but it's just properly clean. Yeah, that's the beauty of like eating organs. Although yeah, it's not like I eat every single organs. I eat what I like.
I don't either, but I wouldn't go ahead and go, ew. Only like whatever people eat these stuff, like that kind of thing,
I know, right? Which reminds me, like one of the only pork dish that I kind of like regularly had in Indonesia, in Surabaya, I mean, in my hometown. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like called a bakwan, which is just a soup of like what is this? Meatballs. Fuck. What am I doing?
Okay.
It's a meatballs, but like this one is made with pork instead. I didn't know the implication at that time. I just knew that, and then I eventually learned that they just kept on hiking the price. So like the market price for like a bakso, which is like the one made with beef, was like 3,000, and then now it's probably like 10,000-15,000. So that particular bakwan, they have been around for so long. They are basically like the household brand for like bakwan in Surabaya, right? And like, with Chinese people, whenever they like certain food places, they will stay with that. They will stay loyal to that brand until that brand fucks up, and there are other competitions. Otherwise, other competitions will then really be able to grow, and they will be like the king for like the rest of their lives, pretty much. That's what happened to them. And then when we first go there, it's kind of like already 5 times the price, I think. Like, so like when the baso is like 5,000, they are already like 15,000-20,000, so like 3-4 times the price.
And
then like,
damn.
Yeah, and then and then I haven't been there for a while, and then like when I went back from university, so that is like after 10-15 years.
Okay.
Well, maybe 10 years. So like, okay. So let's eat at this restaurant, and then like the one constant in so like, of course, like my family's condition is like way better than when I was like young. Like the one constant is like we ended up just ordering like one portion for like the whole table, because like their ordering system is basically they just give you like the receipt right away, and then you just a blank receipt, and then they just ask you like to fill in like how many do you want, right? So like you already know the price, and at that point of time, like one baso is like 10K. Like if you buy it in like a street food, it's like 10K.
Okay.
So at that time, I think the price was like 86,000 before tax.
Bruh.
Yes. for like I think it's a 5-piece, one fried shumai, and then one of their shumai that is made with the pork intestines. So like it's a stuffed pork intestine that is fried. And it's fucking good.
Right. Oh, it's really good. Yeah, really I know.
Good. Fuck, man, it's like it looks like a sausage. It's pretty much a sausage, and it's fucking good. And then I tried like the actual pork intestines, and then it's like, oh, okay, this is a little bit too chewy for me. Yeah, I don't know why. I think like pork intestines is something that is kind of like a hit or miss, because like I can eat like the chicken intestines like as a curry, but I don't particularly like it. I feel like sometimes, especially if my mom is a little bit too lazy and then she didn't really cut everything. Sorry, mom. But yes, sometimes she didn't cut everything, so like sometimes it's not branding, and it's kind of like hard to cut just with your teeth. So like, okay, this is not working. But like when they make it into satay, they put it into like the skewers and then they grill it, it's fucking good, man. Or when they fry it, it's fucking good, man. When they make it into crackers, into chips, into chips,
good,
fucking
man.
Good, man. Yeah. And the other one that they made into chips is actually like the cow lungs. That was
Actually, I haven't had chicken intestine or cow lungs before.
You should. Yeah, we will try everything when we go to Indonesia one day.
One day, yeah.
One day, yeah. Or if they sell them in the Netherlands, I guess I can try to make them for you, I guess.
I mean, there should be a place selling them, right?
Yeah. Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Sometime. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, like, in Netherlands, it's more common to see, like, the chicken liver. And chicken, like, the chickens, like, the innards being sold. But, like, in Germany, of course, it's not as much. But just now, I went to the supermarket looking for cheesecake, literally. And the supermarket nearest to my house has every single cake that is like common in Germany except for cheesecake for some reason.
And
then I was like, oh fuck, what do I do now? So like while because I haven't had dinner, right? So I was like, oh, okay. So like, what do I do now? Just woke up. My brain is not really running at full capacity yet. I was like, just lugging around. Maybe it's in other fridges. And I went to like the mid freezer, and I was like, oh. I almost got tempted to buy like the discounted steak. Because it's like 9 euros. So after discount, it's like 6 euros. So I was like, oh, do I buy this? But my budget is 8 euro. Like, because I have like a budget of 30 euro for today, I spent 22 on that ramen. So I have 8 euro left. So I don't want to spend more than that. I was like, oh, this is within my budget. I can't buy the cake if I bought this. Definitely. And I do have dinners like prepared for like tonight. So like, do I really spend on an alternative dinner? And I was like, I snap out of it. I put the steak back. I look at the other places, and then somehow they don't have chicken heart, but they have turkey heart.
Turkey heart.
It's like,
okay.
Oh, so yeah, that kind of took me aback. Like, so you don't have like the chicken innards, but somehow you are selling turkey innards. Like, why? Is this a message? Is this a message because like Germany has like a high Turkish population? Is this?
Well, Christmas is coming, baby.
Yeah, no, just kidding. Yeah, in the end, I just went to like the other supermarket that is like 5 minutes away from there. So like, fine. I went there, and they happened to have like a special New York cheesecake, like a new not special, I mean seasonal New York cheesecake. So basically, sometimes they do have like a rotating, I mean it's an Aldi, so they have like a rotating kind of like seasonal stuff. So sometimes they just do, okay, so this 2 weeks is going to be like the Greek season. This 2 weeks is going to be the American season. This 2 weeks is going to be like the Japanese season. And yeah, it's apparently it's the American season, so they do have like a key lime pie and like the New York cheesecake. And I bought the New York cheesecake. I don't expect too much from it, but it does taste like margarine. So like, okay, so I guess in a way this is like this is like accurately American, but like at what cost?
At the cost of your sanity.
Exactly. I don't know why. I mean, like back then when I was in Indonesia, when I don't know the difference between butter and margarine, like one of my favorite dessert is like just bread with margarine and chocolate sprinkles. Yeah.
Okay.
And for the longest time, I don't feel like it's weird eating that, but like once I ate like real butter, it's like I started like using margarine as an oil, and then I learned that how margarine is just the quote unquote like the unhealthiest cooking fat that you can use. I was like, I got kind of put off by that. But like, so now I can only see margarine as kind of like like something that is like between cooking oil and butter that you can use for cooking. So it kind of like gives you kind of like the quote unquote butter flavor while being not as easily burned kind of deal. Because it's basically just oil. And also like some of the Indonesian fried rice, they do have like their distinct taste from using margarine. So I guess there's that as well. So it's kind of like a nostalgic taste, if anything. But yeah,
don't eat too much.
Yeah. Also, yeah, don't eat too much of that, and also I don't really want to see that as part of the dessert anymore. Although I know for sure that if I buy the dessert from like a stall, they will use margarine for it, and usually you wouldn't even taste it because like they will put like so many sprinkles, so many sugars that the margarine is like the least of your worries anyway. But yeah, I can. So I remember like vividly like And you have like the martabak, right? Like, the one that we ate in the in the Netherlands when you went there for the card fest. So like,
Sorry, say again?
so you remember that thing that I asked Calvin to buy like when you are in the Netherlands? Like there's
No.
the pancake thing in the box. So we ate
Oh,
the savory one,
yeah.
and then we also have like the sweet one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the sweet one. So usually for the savory one, they will just fry it in oil regardless. But like for the sweet one, basically first they will kind of like bake it in a Dutch oven, pretty much. And then they will top it with either butter or margarine, and then they put the topping in, and then they close it, and then they give another lettering of like butter or margarine to give it a sheen.
Okay.
So I don't know what they use here. Probably butter, because butter is a little bit more affordable in Europe compared to margarine.
Mm-hmm.
But in Indonesia, of course, like margarine is like way cheaper, right? Like the same like margarine, like one block of margarine is only like 2K or something, so it's like 10 cents. So like it's really cheap. But like if you buy like the sweet one, they do give you a choice whether you want to use butter or margarine.
Okay.
Yeah, so the butter one is of course like I think it's 10K. Okay, more expensive from the margarine version. So it's like, oh, if I'm feeling fancy, I'm going to go with the butter one. And I don't know but they for some reason they always use this one brand of butter that is not publicly available for some reason. So it feels like something that those kind of things that you can only buy from like the supermarket that only sells to restaurants. Because like I legit like in my 26 years of living in Indonesia,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't think I've seen that butter like being sold like in a normal supermarket ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
like,
to be fair, it can be like factory produced or like
yeah.
however you call it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I assume it's something that is only available that if you buy it as a business kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's apparently a Dutch butter. But like when I show it to Calvin, like he said that, yeah, I never saw this brand like ever in my life either. It's like, oh, I thought it's a Dutch thing. Turns out it wasn't. Or yeah, maybe it's kind of like something that you can only buy if you're like a restaurant or something. And yeah, so that was basically my day. That's basically
That was a
our week.
long day.
It's a
That was
long
a
day indeed.
long
It's a long
day.
day indeed, just to say that I went out and eat ramen and bought cheesecake. Oh my god. So yeah.
I even forgot you were talking about your day.
Exactly. I also forgot. But yeah. Now that we got into that out of the small talk out of the way, let's go into our main story for today, which is Ayumu is going to school me today. He was not content with tutoring his student for 6 hours yesterday, and I didn't have enough with like serving customers for 6 hours straight yesterday. So now I'm going to be listening to Ayumu for 60 minutes straight or something. Okay, so I'll have to take the floor. So which one do I need to load out first? Or how do you want to start this?
just load up Sovi and
Okay.
Ultra 7. That's the name, yeah.
Yep.
Because Bandai did a major rule change.
Okay. Wait. Share your screen. Entire screen. Ooh. Now you can.
Ooh. I can see your sexy pics.
Oh no. You can see that I have Chrome installed because I'm vanilla. But anyway,
What?
But then, oh, there's Sophie, and there's Ultra 7.
Yeah.
Too bad. But then, so this card or spirit is also treated as being exactly Ultraman.
Yeah.
So where does the problem came from in this too?
So originally, so there was a rule with card names that states that when like a card has two different names because the effect is given a second name, and like you treat it as like the two names combined. So originally, Sophie obviously and Ultra 7, both have the effect of treating this card / spirit as like also Ultraman named. So technically, the card of Sophie will be called Sophie Ultraman, and Ultra 7 is Ultra 7 Ultraman. So you can, you can see from this that like it's like two different card names, right? They change it.
Okay.
So instead, the logic right now is that they have two different names at the same time, just like how I have a Chinese name and an English name, and you have an Indonesian name and an English name.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and this what it means is that like when you have both Sophie and Ultra 7 on the field at the same time, they are simultaneously sharing the same card name and also having different names.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, the logic is there. It's like I'm holding an apple and a banana, and you're holding an apple and an orange. I mean, we are having the same fruit, but then we also have different fruits.
I see. So
It's
previously it's just different fruits. Now we have a Schrodinger different fruit.
Kinda, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
And why did that change happen? What do you think? What do you think? Why that change happened?
Of course, it's going to be the ultimate couple, isn't it?
Yeah, contract groundworkers. Izanagi and Izanami.
Yeah, let's go. Married couples. Married couple changes the game.
Yeah, because the contract Izanagi and Izanami obviously has the effect of treating themselves as being originally named groundworkers Izanagi and Izanami. And what it means is that if you already had the contractor in the field and you put down your original Izanagi and Izanami for the first time, you cannot activate the core charge.
Oh, so it's a balancing thing. Oh, I see. Damn. That's like they actually balance this shit. My goodness.
Yeah, but like I suppose it's a good thing that they're doing some preemptive measures rather than trying to update it, by the time of release. Yeah, so at least now people won't be playing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And then like a few days ago, also have an enlightenment on like why Imagine Braves are called Imagine Braves.
Go on.
So because so the concept of Imagine Braves, is that actually let's talk about the concept of normal Braves first.
Okay.
The concept is that Braves are like weapons. You equip it to a spirit, and it becomes part of a spirit.
Yes.
And then this is how the rules work as well, right? When you brave to a spirit, everything on the spirit, well, almost everything on the spirit goes on. Well, almost everything on the brave goes on to the spirit. Obviously, there's a problem now with Imagine Braves because it's brave into two spirits. So which spirit does the brave belongs to? To the left one or to the right one? The answer is both.
Yes.
But the way it works is that basically what happens is that each spirit is treated as having a brave of its own.
Okay.
That's how the rules work.
Okay.
And that's how the interaction works, and that's how the concept works.
Okay.
Which is why they call it Imagine Braves. Because you have to imagine that there are two of them brave into two different spirits.
Okay, I can do this. I am technically also a writer, game developer kind of things. I can imagine stuff, kind of, yes.
And that is actually why when you double brave and imagine brave,
Mm-mm.
it's symbol doubles. Because technically, what the game is treating is that you have two separate brave spirits, and each of the spirit has its own brave.
Yes.
So, because conceptually, you are having two braves, but physically, you only have one card. Like one brave card. But like, yeah, that's why they call it imagine braves, because you literally have to imagine that there are two of them.
My
Oh my god.
I feel lightheaded just from listening to that. Oh my god.
Oh god, this is so hilarious to think about.
I know, right? What more do you have to throw at me? I am ready. I had alcohol earlier.
I think that's enough, Ashley.
Oh no.
I think that's it.
Oh no, that's a 15 minutes of schooling and I'm already tired. Just like real school. Oh, but actually you did send me this one as well. So I think this is also related to the same name thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess. Destroy everything. Yeah, I guess.
Well,
also.
what it just means that congratulations, because this card actually got buffed.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah, so basically if you have Ultra 7 and Sophie, then both will be destroyed if the opponent has any Ultraman name.
Cards in the trash. Yeah.
Damn.
Congratulations. He just unironically got buffed, and
Yay.
probably still no one's gonna use him.
No. Yeah, I thought he was pretty hot when he came out. I think like people just assume that you all have like multiple of the same stuff. So it was pretty hot at the time, but I think people just forget.
I mean, it's a specific counter when you need it. So
true.
I suppose there is like a use to it, just like
not as versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when it comes to it, like probably someone can use it, but like at this point, no, not really.
Yeah. Also because like now the pace of the game is still kind of like fast. So like unless you're playing like a control deck, like usually you wouldn't even see like 3 cards in your opponent's trash by the time the game ends anyway. So yeah, I guess
No, I think the biggest problem is still that like you're not gonna have like a lot of like cards that can share the same name. Maybe it will come out if like Ra becomes a thing again, because obviously you got a lot of small things. But like even then, that's like kind of like a stretch, really.
Oh yeah, actually, it's probably kind of I mean like in collab especially, like it probably can kind of help against some Kamen Rider decks, right? Because like at this point, some Kamen Rider like double has like 4 version of the same card, and when they are on play, they are basically like the same card, right? Or does the name extends when they are not on the field? You know the card with the number 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yeah.
So when they are on the field, they are definitely treated as the same name, right? But like they're in hand, are they still in trash? Then are they still
In
treated as the same?
In the game, they all share the same name.
Okay. So basically, yeah. Then I guess like collab, we can kind of use it, but maybe not now. Also, the same problem with the. Well, probably not the same problem with like the game ending too fast, but like unless you're playing with some camera that plays with the trash like X8 for some reason, despite being a white deck, just by the virtue of it having like 2 Grand Walker Nexuses and the Danguro Toshin, like the Yen Billion Gamer being like the play now. I guess it kind of doesn't really. It will like you wouldn't see that much card in the opposing trash anyway. Also, like, you have deck like Kuga that has like that plays with like 7 different name cards. So like, yep, nothing is the same. Like I have like 7 cards in my trash. Nothing shares the name with the one on my field. Good luck with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's yeah. Oh no! Someone just drew Liviara Forum. That's a nice thing.
Nice.
Yeah. Time to send it to you.
Yay.
Look at us stamping in the middle of recording. What are we, adults?
Yeah. Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Not the best, but pretty nice. Oh. Okay, so this one is really nice.
Hey, you gotta respect them for even drawing. So.
Yeah, I mean like.
Oh God, this is good.
Yeah, certainly the like Livia is like in the right direction. Like I can see like they keep on drawing, they will definitely improve. They are on the right track. I guess like sometimes you can see now where when people like draw and then like if it's not perfect but it's complete, then usually the person is going to improve definitely. But sometimes you can just see that sometimes people their goal is not to be better at drawing. So like their drawing is like decent, but like if they're going to be on this level like forever, because also that's not their goal in life anyway. So it's kind of like for them drawing is more of like a way to convey what they are feeling, and less about like something that they want to be good at, which is fine.
Yeah, true.
And
yeah.
most of the time, those people, their drawings might not be technically good, but you see them and then the way they convey, because they focus more so into like conveying the idea rather than drawing something that is technically speaking good. You can then feel the message and then okay, so this is good, but not because the drawing is good, but this is good. My God, I felt it's a convoluted way to say that. Yep, people who draw things are great, regardless. But yeah, because I can't draw for to save my life. But
yeah, I need to get better drawing as well.
Yeah,
but there's so much to do.
No, right? Yeah, now that's like speaking of my really long day from earlier.
Oh God.
but I feel like I did so much today, but I also felt like I do so little, just because like I think like nowadays we do it because it's really easy to like do lots of stuff that when I don't do like one specific thing from like for like a considerable amount of time, I feel like I didn't do as much. But probably also because today I spent like lots of time commuting, so that's probably also why. But I feel like my day just ended.
I mean that's fair. I mean I had a really long weekend, man. like literally today I was thinking because my server got like an online tournament coming up on Friday. Yeah, and then I was like, did I pass that Friday? I said no. I just announced it last week. No. That's how long it felt. It felt like a whole week already.
Exactly.
Just because of those 6 hours of my student. I didn't regret that. He was a really good student as well. Like I really enjoy and I'm really grateful that I can help him. Because he's like just like a great guy in general. But still, it's like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, that felt like forever.
Same, man.
Imagine talking about Christmas Carol for 6 hours. Oh my God.
Exactly. Yeah, that 6 hours shift was brutal as well. And it feels like never ending. And
hey, at least at least I earn more in 6 hours than you did in the whole day at the restaurant.
Yeah. Pretty much, yes. But yeah.
Just a little bit more though. Not a lot, to be fair.
Yeah. But then, yeah. But because I stayed in the restaurant for like the whole 8 hours, right? So like it feels like really long time. But like yeah, like today because I spent like 40 minutes commuting to Dusseldorf. I spent like half an hour eating the ramen, and then like another 40 minutes back because I ate the ramen and then I got knocked out because I do have fries with it. I was like, oh yeah, so this is they call the lunch menu. I call it like the start of a holiday menu. So I went back and I took a nap, and I feel like in a way it's still more productive than just staying in bed until like 4 p.m. because like I like that nap I was able to kind of like just fall asleep. Because I think like the thing about like when you just stay when you don't have anything to do, you took a nap to kind of like how to say, like to recover the sleep that you lack from the week. But like then I think like if you don't do anything before you nap, it kind of makes you feel more tired. Like if you took the nap after you do something, it feels a little bit better. Don't know. That's just me. I could have just also drank some coffee or something. And then
I am trying really hard to relate, but I don't think I can.
Yeah. I know, right? But I think like because like every single activity that I do today like is in like half an hour to 1 hour blocks instead of like at least like 3 hours. I feel like I did so little of everything that I feel like I'm doing so little today. Although I did pretty much like a lot of stuff. Like I mean like I just spent like half an hour like telling you about it. With the tangents of course, but still. Yeah. Don't know. It's just a feeling. Also because this week I'm going to be out of my house for like the whole week. Because I have a 5-day shift, and then like the one day where I don't have a shift is the day I need to go to my German lesson. So okay.
I mean you will learn German, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, no. I mean like I'm just dreading the fact that I won't be able to stay at home for more than 8 hours. Kind of thing.
I mean it's always good to have a reason to go out, I would say.
Yeah.
And this is coming from an introvert.
I mean we are both introverts, so
yeah, exactly. But like that's what I'm telling you. It's like it's always good to have a reason to go out.
Exactly.
Like I really gotta convince myself to start running again.
Yeah, I mean like it's a privilege problem, right? Like now I do have a reason to go out, but like sometimes it does feel like I have to go out rather than I can go out. So like like the option is the lack of option is the one that make it a little bit harder. But like I mean I was able to go out and I can get rewarded for going out, so like it's not the end of the world, but yeah, it's just because that it has become an everyday life to me, so it's kind of like, oh okay, so it's another day. I don't know. It's yeah, I mean that's also the problem. Like if you wanted an exciting job, it's not going to be like any single job that you take is going to stop being interesting like 3 months in, I guess. I mean I've been in the restaurant for like 7 months now.
Oh wow, it's been that long already. Jesus Christ.
From last September, so like it's May. More than 7 months. Goddamn. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So it's been 13 months. A baby could have been born during this time. During the period in which I started working in the restaurant, and now like someone's baby could have been born. which is even worse because I like I just scrolled through my Facebook story, and then one of my friends just gave birth to her first child. So yeah, I mean like congratulations to my friend, but yeah, the thing that I just said actually rang true. Like someone someone had a had a literal baby like in the time span in which I started my job until now. Damn. Yeah, so that's why that's why everyone treats me like a patron. Nah, just kidding. It's also because I'm the only one who stayed so far. And the chef.
You're the only one who what?
The
All
one
right.
who
Okay.
the stay in the
Yeah.
shop. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
now
Just try not to do too much. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And now I am trying to get back into uni. If I don't get a job by next month, then I kind of have to consider like going back to the university. So like I'm trying to get into data science, and then I just realized that data science is not an extension of computer science; it's an extension of mathematics. So I was looking into some university in Germany that especially offers the program in English because it's going to be mathematics. I can't process like both German and mathematics at the same time. Yeah. I don't even think I can do that in English because my mathematics lessons are mostly in Indonesian. Like we'll have to
I
see
see.
about that. But like the one that I still don't know whether I can apply or not is because they do require proof that my bachelor teaches me enough mathematics to survive in that course.
To survive in that course.
Yeah,
I like that word.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so because my bachelor does have lots of mathematics, I do learn calculus too, and then also things like linear algebra and stuff. But I don't know if that's enough proof for the university. If only I can prove to
Good luck
them.
with that.
Yeah, if only I can prove to them that I've learned enough mathematics to survive their course.
Why did this just change in musical? What next?
What?
Would you like to build a snowman?
Exactly. Suddenly, like like all your neighbors will come rushing into your door and like start the dancing.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You reminds me of like those Bollywood movies.
Yeah, I am referencing the Bollywood movies,
Ah,
especially
okay.
because you're in,
Okay.
and especially because you're in the UK and you have a lot of Indians. Even better.
That sounds so wrong, but also you are correct.
Exactly. I mean, I mean, like every single country has that, like the major minority, kind of like Indonesia have Chinese Indonesians. The UK has like the British Indians. We have like the German Turkish people. Only the US is a little bit. Well, I guess like for the US it's more into like the Latin Americans.
I mean, the US is like more like too diverse at this point.
Yeah, I suppose so. But like most other countries, it's like, yep, you have this. Among the minorities, there's always one that is like the most population. Kind of thing. Don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I think it's just something that's naturally occurring, and statistic is always the default thing because they always hide the nuances inside the numbers, and that is why Indonesia's problems is hard to solve because like the statistic says something and then like it doesn't really explain like the nuances on why something's happened, and then like the government just took the numbers at face value, and then the solutions does feel like they are not being not looking at reality in any single way, but it is what it is. I don't understand the politics to be commenting on that, but anyway, where were we? I think I had literally one beer today, and then I'm in this somber, melancholic mood of like just criticizing what happened in my own country. Although I have been removed from it for like the last 6 years, and I am a little bit more disconnected into like what the real problem is in the society. As in those 6 years, just like the first 26 years where I lived there, lots of things changes. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I went like earlier as well, right? Like, I went to Düsseldorf and then I went through one of the exits. I haven't been there for a while. I think like my friend pointed out that how sometimes I am like not that good at remembering like the street patterns.
Mm.
So like the one from like this one exit, like it's technically going to be like pretty close to the street where the restaurant is. But I went out and I should have remembered like the street because I've been to that area of Düsseldorf like 100 times already within the 6 years. So like I should have remembered this, but like, I went out and then like there's lots of like constructions. There's some new restaurants which is good, but like I look around and I'm like, how do I connect this to the main street? How do I connect this to my mind map of the main street?
God.
I couldn't, and then I gave up and I used Google Maps in the end.
Damn it.
Just to go one block over, I have to use Google Maps. What the fuck? I'm getting old. But yeah, I realized also like the cultural nuance there is because in Surabaya, everywhere is so far away from each other. So like usually I will just ask someone to drive me. So like I never have the need to like remember where is which thing. Like I just hop into the car, knock myself out, and then I'll be there in like 30 minutes or something. Because like everything is so far apart from each other, right? Like, yeah, even like the closest mall from my house, like, it took you like 20 minutes if there's no traffic. 15, 20 minutes if there's no traffic by car.
Damn.
Like, and it was supposed to be like really close, but of course, like if you walk there, not only it's kind of far, the roads are not designed for you to walk in, and it's fucking hot because it's near the ocean. So it's really damp as well. So it's really hot and you are near the ocean, so it's really damp. Like, oh yeah, it's not working. It's not going to work. Yeah, probably that's why even that one mayor that we love dearly, she didn't even bother to like improve the public transportation because like, yeah, who would want to go out at this in this weather anyway?
Fair enough, yeah.
Exactly. I was like, yeah, I will like, I'd like, also like because we don't know why, but like we have like a lot of the small side streets, so like, yeah, I mean like the public transportation kind of works in like Europe because like you can just put like one bus stop every kilometers or so, but like in like a densely populated cities like Surabaya or Jakarta, like 1 kilometer if in a straight line is no problem, but like 1 kilometer in like really twisty alleyways is like it kind of adds up. Also at night, yeah, I mean like one of the reason why I live in an apartment in Jakarta is mostly because I did live in one of like the rented rooms before, like the small flat. I got too comfortable with the company housing, of course, because the company housing was just like a normal room, like basically, how do I put this? So like, it's the company housing is basically just a normal house for that is like supposed to be quite expensive. Yeah, it is expensive. That's why we didn't extend it. after we moved like the office, we didn't extend it because it's just too expensive if we wanted to rent it just for the housing. And then so but that's also why we moved. But anyway, my bosses wants like the small rooms. Like I got thrown like the big rooms because of that. Which works out for me, but like yeah. they kind of wanted the small rooms more, so like they gave like the bigger rooms to us. And yeah, I got comfortable with like a lot of space also because that's how my room is in Surabaya. My room is around like 33 square meters, by the way. just by the virtue of my house being really white, and then the third floor was supposed to be for me and my sister. But of course, my sister, we are like 6 years apart. So like she went to university in Jakarta like pretty much right away. So I got the whole room for myself. Sometimes it's kind of scary at night because like the light was so, like the room was so large that the light just cannot cover everything. and if I turn off the light, it's going to be like complete darkness. It's like this, like also like if I open the curtains, like the outside is too bright, but if I close the curtains, like it's going to be complete darkness. It's like literally no lights come inside that room because the room is so white, and there's only one window that can provide like light from outside, basically.
Damn.
Yeah. So yeah. Then so I got used to like living in large rooms, and then like my first flat, and I mean like my dorm in university is also really small. It's kind of like 10 square meters, I think. 12 square meters maybe. Like really, I mean, but that's like just one room, right? So it's kind of worked out. And then my first flat, and after I started working, kind of like the same kind of situation. So it's just one bed, one TV. It's not the worst. But I feel like, yeah, I mean like, now that also the market price also went up. So I don't want to pay like the same for like way for quote unquote lower quality, but yeah. Because mostly like this flat in Indonesia, mostly they are just like either like rooms that people who have like extra rooms and they just rent it out. So it really depends on like how like the house owner kind of want to live. Like the house owner like doesn't really care about like living comfortably, then of course it's not going to be comfortable, right?
True, yeah.
So and then like there's the like the must flat ones, they are not exactly better as well, because then they basically just bought like the house, and then they made like the maximum amount of room possible with the cheapest material, basically. So yeah, and, kind of like cramped, but it's doable, but they are also really expensive. And also like the scary thing about my old flat is like, I don't know why, it's because it's 3 side streets in, so like at night it does feels a little bit worry. It does feels a little bit to go home. Yeah, because the alleyways can be quite dark at night, so I was like kinda don't want to go through that. If possible, I want to at least run in the like the main street, but the price adds up. And then like also the ones in the main street, it's kind of like a fight to get them. So of course like everybody wants to live in the main street, right? If possible,
right? Yeah,
if they can afford it, then everybody wants to live in the main street. So like, so price is an issue, availability is an issue, and I have 2 weeks to decide where I move out, because like I was planning to move somewhere else, but it didn't become feasible like 2 weeks out, and until I needed to move out from the company housing. So I have to find a place fast. And then my boss was like looking at this apartment, and then I asked the agent like, do you have like a cheaper option that I can take? It was like, my boss, of course, he's the boss, right? So he can afford to like, he can sacrifice some cash for comfort, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he went with like the 2-bedroom apartment. He has washing machine and everything. And so okay. So that's a luxury problem that you have there, that you have to worry about like where to put like the wastewater from the washing machine. So I asked them, so like I can either get like 2-bedroom apartment in like the older apartment across the street, or I can get like the studio apartment in that apartment. So like the one in the older apartment is technically cheaper, but the problem is it's 2-bedroom anyway, right? So like the price still adds up. So like if I can find like someone to rent the other room, then it's way more affordable. But like in the end, my friend didn't think it was visible for him, so I have to take like the lesser evil, which is to move to the studio apartment. And that's also why now, if I ever go back to Jakarta, I needed to find a job that can let me rent at least a 1-bedroom apartment, because living in that studio apartment was miserable to no end, and I feel like that's also part of like why I felt so miserable living during my trial as a product manager, because I got stressed at work. I have to learn too much. There's too many responsibility now, and then I went home and then like, okay, so I woke up at night and then like, fuck, this is my only part of the world. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's
sounds so sad.
Yeah, I mean like it's 18 square meters. There are people who definitely live in worse condition, but yeah, sometimes also because of it. It also depends on how many space do you have in general, right? Like when you are so used to having like a really big spaces, like when you have like small space, it kind of feels cramped. Although like to be fair, like my living condition is not that bad. It's mostly bad just because I am bad at maintaining my house, but like yeah, I mean like the condition from the start itself is not that bad. Oh my god. Speaking of being bad at maintenance, like one day I was like, I think like I was at the end, not the end of my rope, but like I was thinking like, let's solve this situation with money. So
Okay.
because like the like we have our own Uber, which is Gojek. They started with like the bike taxis, and they try to expand to other like gig stuff as well, right? So like they do at one point have a service for cleaning, right? And then it's basically like €2 per hour or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, that is not too expensive, and it takes like an hour, so I can just call them, let them clean my house while I'm watching something or like doing some work at home, and get it done. The fun part is, the guy ended up like 2 hours trying to clean my 18 square meters minus toilet apartment.
Oh my god, why?
I don't know why. But like in the end, he just sir, so you booked me for 1 hour, but I spent like another hour. Like, can we make some arrangement on that? So I just paid the rest in cash. But anyway, that's like the app doesn't really let you like extend. So like, okay, fine. I just paid him the rest in cash.
Right.
Yeah, I mean like fair enough. Fair enough. He needs more time. So like, okay, so I guess probably shouldn't have hold that off like too much. Probably like once a month, probably at most. But of course, after that, I was not in mood to spend anymore, so I just didn't spend anything on it anymore until I moved out and kind of have to do that just to. I didn't think I even get the deposit back, unfortunately. I don't. Yeah. So yeah.
Look at how dirty your house is, to the point they won't give you a deposit back.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know. Maybe I didn't pay the deposit for that one, or I just don't. I mean, like at that time, I was already in the process of moving to Germany. So it's either I didn't pay deposit at first, or I just didn't. Basically, I mean, like I was too busy like trying to set up my life here, and the agent didn't contact me, so like I just forgot. I just forgot that I have to probably ask them about it. But yeah, now it's already 6 years, so it's already too late now.
Prayers.
Yeah. I like the problem is actually the biggest problem is not me this time, but like those kind of apartment. One of the problem is like half of them has like real tenants, half of them is bought for investment. So like there's no one living on top of my unit, and then there's a leak on the pipe, and then like, I kept telling the management about it, and they never came. And because like the first reaction that they have is of course like okay, so they come and then they check it and they're like okay, so we will contact the the person who's living on top on the unit on top of me first, right?
Mm-hmm.
But of course no one is living there, so nobody's going to answer that, right? So I think like I called them like 4 times until they started to fix it. I was like,
oh god, typical.
Yeah. And I paid maintenance every month for this. My god.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the sad part about living in a high-rise apartment, apparently. And I heard that in Indonesia now, like if you buy a house from like a real estate, not a real estate. How do I put this? Like how do you basically if it's a gated community that is owned by a company, you also have to pay like maintenance. Don't know for what. Like you bought a house, so like the maintenance will be your responsibility, not the company. So like, why are you paying maintenance? Like, I mean, like if they do like stuff like collecting your garbage and stuff, like yeah, I guess it's maintenance. And I guess there's a security as well. Don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't know because like the ones I have is like flat.
Mm-mm.
I might know later.
Mm-mm.
You get my gist.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like for now, I wouldn't know either.
Mm-mm. Yeah, because like when I was living in a high rise, like it kind of made sense because like everything is gated. You have reception. You have a reception to kind of like receive your stuff. If there's any damage to your apartment, if there's any damage in your apartment that is not caused by you, you can contact the management and they will probably think of something. Even though you have to call them 4 times to do that for you. But yeah, at least they will do something about it eventually. Yeah. And I was glad I live in the ninth floor, because like if I have to live in the 40th floor like my boss, I think I will just give up when that earthquake hits. Because I did like one time I was like, why am I dizzy? Like I don't drink at that time. I don't drink as much as I do now. I don't work that hard. I mean like it's more like my boss will just stop me before like I work it to the point of exhaustion, right? So like it's not like I am not stressed at work, but like the stress level is always like kind of like manageable, right? I don't think like I was that tired to be this dizzy. Like why is like everything shaking? And then I realized that it's not my head that is shaking, everything is shaking. So I just went out and then the fire alarm went on, so I just went out with what I have, at least my phone, and then I went down the nine flight of maybe 8. You know, like you have like Chinese population, so of course they don't have like fourth and 13th floor, because of course. Oh yeah, so I guess it's 8 sets of stairs. I went out and then like guess things are still shaking. But thank goodness nothing serious happened. I was like, I mean, like it feels pretty grim because like the evacuation site. From the evacuation site, you can still see the apartment really clearly. So like if the apartment actually like went down, in the off chance it might be a final destination situation.
Oh god.
I know, right? Yeah, actually, did you watch any Final Destination movie?
No, I don't
see.
think I did. No.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe I have, but then I forget about it as usual.
Yeah, because like I never watched like a full Final Destination movie, but I saw enough of it to kind of like get an idea of what people means when they say like a Final Destination situation. because that's Final Destination is always kind of just like kind of your worst what ifs in your mind. So like kind of like, like when you see like a truck like carrying locks, like lots of locks. Like have you ever thought of like, what happens if like the rope went off and then like one of the rope just snaps and then like the one of the locks just flew into you?
Oh, is that where it's from?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I heard about the one about the logs. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's in Final Destination is just that. So basically, just stuff that is like can happen, but it's like really, really, really specific, the specific condition for it to happen, and it happened. So yeah, that's where the lock thing came from. Because like, yeah, when like technically speaking, it can happen, but like, what are the chances, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay. I get it now.
Yeah. And somehow they made 6 out of those movies. Like, yeah, but by the time of the 6 movies, I heard that it kind of gets repetitive, but it's Final Destination. It's a popcorn movie. It's something that you're supposed to be easily enjoy with your popcorn, I guess.
I suppose so, yeah.
So there's that. And
there's that.
And there's also like the jarring feeling that now, I guess, like when we talk about like Final Destination in the future, like there are people who will just have like zero idea of like what the fuck is why is Final Destination a thing? Why is that 2 sets of birds important to this old guy? Yeah. It wasn't refresh, but I don't want them to kind of like make an AI enhanced version of Final Destination. Like, no, we don't need more Final Destination.
Oh god.
Yeah. Oh my god. Speaking of AI enhanced, like did you know they just made an AI enhanced version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
What?
Yes. So it's kind of like an HD remaster, right? But it's more into like they use AI to kind of like make the image sharper for like the higher resolution kind of thing. So it's not that they remake everything with AI. It's more like they use AI to kind of like make the image a little bit better. Like what they wanted to do is to make the image looks better on higher resolution, because like the original video is of course and like made for like the TV, right? Like it's not going to be that high of a resolution.
Right. Okay, I see. Yeah.
But of course, because I don't have that big of a TV, that's never been a problem to me. And then I saw it on my phone, and it actually looks way more grainier than the original version. For like, what the fuck? It is supposed to be like better, but like the original version looks sharper actually on my phone. So I was like, oh, so where's the part where it is better? Like, and then they made a new logo for that. So like, what? Why is this?
Oh god.
I mean, like, why do you? Gosh, why is this a thing? I don't know. And I read the comments, and some people say that yeah, I guess like if your TV is not large enough, it's not going, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But yeah, it just feels sad that like, and in like lower resolution, it actually looks more blurry than like the original versions. For like, what the fuck? I guess
that's crazy.
Yeah, I guess it's just the AI being trained on like anti-aliasing, right? Which is the technique in which you use blur to make things less crispy. Crispy as in like, you know, like sometimes the grain, like
yeah, go at me. Yeah.
So like it's probably just the AI of using that to make it less grainy on low and larger screens. But then if you scale it down, it just looks like blurry in general. I was like, my goodness, this was my childhood. This is how they want to bring like Power Rangers to the younger people. This is, oh my goodness.
blasphemy.
Yeah, exactly. I know I wouldn't be able to relate to Power Rangers ever again because I got disconnected from it like for a long time. But yeah,
I should never watch Power Rangers.
yeah, that's why. That's why they're trying to do this so that the people who are younger than you can say that they watch Power Rangers. But don't know. I don't think that's a strat. I don't know. And
No, just like make a new season or something, please.
Yeah.
I think that would work way better.
I know, right? I don't know if that's probably their strategy also changes, so maybe that's why they. Also now it's owned by Hasbro. I think like the license. I mean for Power Rangers.
I wouldn't know. So
Yeah. Like that's also why they kind of like just rehash like the old stuff instead of making new stuff. I don't know. And I think like the past few Rangers also kind of fall flat in business in the business side of things, probably because they don't do as much merchandising. So like if you can't sell like the DVDs and you don't sell toys, then how are you going to make money? Yeah, that's also why like lots of anime today are like not like are like adaptations, right? Because they are mostly made to kind of like as an advertisement for the main product instead of like
yeah.
I mean like the anime itself is not exactly a product because like unlike the past where you can sell the anime in DVDs and stuff, like now you can't really sell the anime itself, right? The anime is just an engine to sell something else. That's
Yep.
Yep.
No, you're correct. Yeah.
So basically,
Yeah, which is why. Oh, go on.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, yeah, that's which is why it's kind of sad that anime, quote unquote, got worse because you can, like, business wise, you can't make money from the anime itself. Yeah.
But I think that is exactly why Uma Musume is like such a surprising thing. Because you kind of also expect it to be like what is it, like a promotional anime, just like for the mobile game. But then like the quality is so high, it's actually insane.
Exactly. It's a legit sports anime.
Yeah, no, it literally is. It literally is. Like I even seen like this video of like I've seen this 1 hour 18 minutes video of like with the title saying why is Uma Musume a good sports anime. 1 hour 18 minutes.
Oh, you know what's even worse. Chino, our illustrator, he went as far as to listen to 2 hours video essay on not Uma Musume, but the horse that was not even like the main characters of any of the Uma Musume anime, but she is a recurring character. The gold ship.
Oh, Ghost Ship,
Gold Ship.
Oh, classic.
Like he went on like listening to 2 hours essay on like the real horse of like the real gold ship, not the Uma Musume, the gold ship, the real horse,
the
like
actual horse.
it's like oh yeah. And why she's like
it's
it's
just like extra fats. Why not?
Yeah, and apparently, so the fun thing about gold ship is like, even in Uma Musume, she was like the type of like the horse, like the girl who fucks around a lot, right?
Yeah, she just like fucks around. Yeah,
and
like,
apparently
you never know what she's thinking. Yeah,
and apparently that's what the real horse do as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so like his records are like very unstable.
Yeah,
it's like either like he does it really well or he just like completely fucks it up.
Yeah, and when he fucks it up, it's not like he like ran like slower than the others. He literally just fucks up.
Yeah.
like literally like this the show like the race starts and he will just jump in place like having fun on his own, like literally fucks off, like he didn't care about the race anymore. Like what the fuck? Like that's always like the especially because like real horse race involves betting, right? Like the people who bet were like, I think like someone lost like $12 million or something. Wait, let me load up my conversation with him. Like someone lost like $12 million or like not someone like the whole like the batters like lost like $12 million collectively because of gold ship.
Oh God.
It was like also like he became an enigma, right? Because like there's a 50% chance that the gold ship will perform well, so you might want to bet on him. But like, what if there's always going to be that nagging feeling on the back, like what if this is the one race where he will just jump around having fun, saying hi to the children in the tribunes.
Yeah, which is make things a bit awkward. Yeah,
exactly. What if
I think right now my favorite one is still Special Week, which is the first main character.
Fair enough. My favorite Uma Musume now is Gentle Donna.
Wait, which one?
Gentle Donna. She's not in the anime yet, I think.
Yet.
Yeah, yet. She's in Shadowverse though, so I was kind of like almost kind of like that from the Shadowverse because of Gentle Donna.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because she's kind of like the Ojo-sama character, but like she's the kind of like the one who is like, yeah, I will dominate everything with pure power.
I mean, a lot of them are like Ojo-sama, like what's her name? Majilo McQueen.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. She's also kind of like an Ojo-sama with like two sisters.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's why Gentle Donna still set herself apart. No, just kidding. So, because like just the like I out of curiosity I watched like a video on YouTube that covers like her story part of the game basically. And then so basically it started with Gentle Donna being a literal like Ojo-sama, which is she lives in a really rich household, and then like her dad was like talking about like inheritance and stuff, and then like yeah, you have to be on the top of the world if you want to inherit this family. And then like Gentle Donna was like, she crushes so basically to show to her siblings that she is the one who deserves to inherit the family's riches, she literally crushes a metal globe with her bare hands.
Oh God.
It's like, oh my God. This is weirdly attractive. This bravado of like, yeah, I can crush everything with pure strength.
What? I mean, what can I say?
Yeah, I don't know. It's it's just part of growing old, I guess. Don't know which part of it is growing old, but I guess that's just growing old. My God.
Just so you know, guys, Theo has always been like saying something weird to me almost like every day.
Yeah.
And I would just never bother to respond.
Yeah, because he done weirder stuff, so he's like, oh yes. Yeah.
Yes. And I don't know what they
Yeah, he was just looking at me like how to say, like affectionately. Yeah. You do some weird stuff.
Basically, yeah.
But yeah, I guess if you want to hear about like other weird stuff that we haven't talked about already, because sometimes we do overshare like that, you always feel free to send us your comments, questions, requests to our email at therefreshsteppodcast@gmail.com. Or if you're listening to this on YouTube, of course, do feel free to leave a comment below. So I guess we will be back next week for our bi-weekly card like the latest cards review of Battle Spirits, I guess. If that's it, because that kind of became a thing now. Also because now we are in the spoiler season for Rebirth of Legends, and most of them are reprints anyway. Except for the Bloodshot Plato. That's kind of crazy, but that's for next week. So yeah, I guess that's been everything that we can share for this week. We hope that you guys have a nice week going forward, and we'll see you all in the next turn. Bye bye.
Bye bye.